there are some changes coming to Vancouver, Washington in the future. Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver and Camas, Washington YouTube channel. I'm your host, Hannah Dubyne, and I'm thankful you're here today because we're talking about changes that are coming to the Vancouver, Washington area. What I have on my list to talk to you guys about today is 3 big mixed-use developments that are coming to Vancouver, and then 2 other community issues that I think you should know about. By the way, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel and get on our Weekend Happenings with Hannah email list. We will leave the link down below. We send out the best 3, 4, 5 fun events happening locally every weekend. We also put a new listing and some other fun things on there. All right, let's talk about what's happening here in Vancouver. You guys all know by now I am a realtor for a living. It's what I do full-time. This is my business. And I'm always staying abreast of what kind of new developments are coming up here, even if they're not only residential. They're important for my clients to know, and they're important for the community. So the first one I want to share with you is the Vancouver Waterfront. If you've visited Vancouver or if you've watched my channel for a while, you probably know about the Vancouver Waterfront. It was in the works for 20-ish years, and it finally opened a couple years ago, and it has been just such a hit. It's been a mainstay of the community, and it's continuing to be built. The entire project is 32 acres, and right now there's restaurants, there's a condo building, there's apartments, there are winery tasting rooms down there, but it's not even finished yet. Right now, in early 2024, they are constructing a parking garage that's going to be 8 stories, so there's a little bit of parking deficiency right now, but it should get better, and that should complete later this year. There are also going to be more apartment buildings this year and more retail space. On top of that, there are many blocks in the development that are up for sale. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, I'd like to buy one of those blocks, those are reserved for very wealthy developers and builders. I don't know what the price is. I don't know if it's public, but it's in the many millions of dollars. And of course, whoever buys it is going to develop it and try to make a good profit off of it. The Vancouver Waterfront won't be fully complete for many more years, so we'll have to see how it turns out, but I think it's going to be great. Go watch our vlog tour I did a while back of the Vancouver Waterfront and check out some of the things that are down there. We'll leave the link below. The next development I want to talk to you about, change coming here to Vancouver, is the Vancouver Innovation Center, or the VIC, here in East Vancouver, Fisher's Landing area. This used to be the home of HP back in the day, and it is a big site. It is 179 acres. If you've ever driven past it, it has cows in the back, and it has a big, seemingly kind of empty office building in the middle. So that building's going to get redeveloped, and then around it there's going to be many new things happening. There's going to be apartments, close together, more dense housing options, so single family, small lots, and townhome type of homes. There's going to be retail. It's just going to be a little bit of everything. There's also going to be a school. The goal with this community is to make it a 20-minute community. I know those are very popular these days, and I do get the request a lot for things to be walkable, so I think when this development is done, it is going to be very walkable. They say that they're going to have a walking path on the entire perimeter, and I can tell you, if they deliver on that promise, it is going to be awesome because everyone wants that. If you want to learn more about the Vancouver Innovation Center, I have a full video up about more details on the Vancouver Innovation Center, and of course there's lots of information publicly available online. The next big change happening in Vancouver, Washington is the Heights redevelopment. This one is happening in the middle of Vancouver, in the southern part, kind of off of Mill Plain, and this one is further behind than the other 2. It is said to start in fall of 2024. We'll see if that actually happens because delays do happen. But again, this is supposed to be sort of a 15-20 minute community. They're taking what is currently an open space and they're going to be putting in parks, community centers, apartments, retail, a little bit of everything. This development is trying to be very forward-thinking, and some of the things that they're going to include in it are going to be aging in place homes, so homes for older individuals who eventually won't be able to go up and down stairs, or they need accessibility things like a roll-in shower, wider doors, etc., and also income-based housing for more affordable housing. I'm really looking forward to this development because where it is currently doesn't have a lot of newness around it. It's kind of an older part of town, so I think this part of town could really use it. The next change I want to talk about, more community related, coming to Vancouver, Washington, is affordable housing. Affordable housing is a hot button topic right now in America because it is a problem. Currently, sitting here filming this right now, interest rates are quite high and affordability has gone down a lot for people across the country, so it is just an important topic. The city of Vancouver is trying their best to combat the challenges that come with being able to afford housing on a lower income. There are 3 housing projects that just recently got a combined $2.4 million to help subsidize those programs to help upkeep the apartments and keep those apartments affordable for people who are making less than 50% of the median income here. And this article, which I'll have linked below, it was written by the Columbia. It says that by 2044, we're gonna need 50,000 more affordable apartments. So Vancouver is currently working on getting there. That's about 20 years away, so we really have to put things in place to get there over time. There was an apartment building that just finished not that long ago, within the last 6 months, on Fourth Plain Boulevard. It's called the Fourth Plain Community Commons, and that was partially funded by the Affordable Housing Fund here in Vancouver. So that just opened, and it's really exciting because it is a little bit more of a rundown part of town, and they have a nicer building now. As time goes on, I would expect that the city and other cities around Vancouver introduce more incentives for developers and builders to build and maintain affordable housing. I think we really have to go at it from the root. If we just subsidize the cost, it will temporarily make the problem better, but it won't be a long-term solution. The last big change I want to talk about coming here to Vancouver, Washington, is the homeless situation. Many of you guys ask me when you come to visit or you schedule an appointment with me, what is it like with the homeless situation in Vancouver? I've heard of how terrible it is over in Portland. Well, I'm happy to let you know it's much different here than it is in Portland. We're 2 very distinct areas, distinct forms of government. Portland just gets a little crazy over there sometimes, but unfortunately our housing issue here in Clark County is not trending better, right? I think that's happening all across the country where there's more homeless people. They're becoming more addicted to drugs. They're becoming in more helpless situations. And so City of Vancouver is trying to respond to that. I'm seeing them doing things, which is a good sign. They did declare a state of emergency in fall of 2023. So they've been able to allocate some more funds towards that. They have deployed some mental health resources on Fourth Plain Boulevard. They have equipped our police and our law enforcement with a special program to try to help people who are going through that situation rather than just arresting them and putting them in jail. And they've been doing the Stay Safe communities. Maybe you've seen these before. They're a little bit controversial, as anything is with homeless situations, but there was one on 112th, and it was just a homeless camp, right? Just picture tents everywhere, garbage, drug needles, just kind of degenerate activity happening. And they came in, they cleaned it out, and they put these little huts in. I'll put a photo over here so you guys can see what it looks like. They're little white boxes. They're very conservative with, how much they cost. And they're essentially a very small home for these people to stay that they have to take care of to continue to live there. There's a community manager. I think it's a step in the right direction. We get roofs over people's heads. We're continuing to be compassionate to them as human beings. So I hope that really helps. I did make a video on the homeless crisis here in Vancouver, Washington. If you'd like to go check that one out, we'll leave the link down below. Thank you so much for watching this video about big changes happening in Vancouver area. I know we covered everything from developments to homeless to affordable housing, so it's kind of a range, but they're all important things I want you to know about if you live in the area or you plan on living here anytime soon. If you're thinking about relocating to Vancouver, Camas, anywhere in Clark County, myself and my team at Dubyne Realty Group, we'd love to serve you. Send us a text, an email, a DM on Instagram @HannahDubyne, and we can't wait to see you next week. Thanks for watching.